Pawitin titian untuk pemilat nomor undi sigi. Yening sampun saya ke inggih durusan.
Om Swastiastu. Good afternoon, the honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let us praise Ida Sang Hyang Widiwasa for his blessings, so we can gather here in this precious occasion. The Utsawa Dharmawacana of Bali Province in 2025. The honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, in this precious occasion, I would like to deliver a Dharmawacana entitled Character Building Through Chatur Guru. My beloved Hindus brothers and sisters, when we hear the word Guru, we often imagine someone standing in front of the class, teaching lessons and sharing knowledge. That's true. But in Hinduism, the meaning of Guru goes far beyond that. A Guru, not just a teacher who teaches us at school, but someone who leads us toward truth, virtue, and enlightenment. Ladies and gentlemen, in fact, Hinduism teaches us that there is not only one, but there are 4 kinds of Guru, known as Chatur Guru. Have you ever heard about that before? Well, Chatur Guru is an interesting topic to discuss because nowadays many people ignore the teachings of Chatur Guru. Let me speak more details about this. My beloved Hindus, Chatur Guru in Hinduism teachings means 4 teachers who must be respected in seeking the sanctity and virtue of life. Those teachers namely Guru Swadhyaya, Guru Wisesa, Guru Pangajia, and Guru Rupaka. Guru Swadhyaya is Ida Sang Hyang Widiwasa, the God. Guru Wisesa is our leader, the government. Guru Pangajia is our teacher at school, and Guru Rupaka is our parents at home. Each of them has a vital role in shaping who we are spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, and morally. All of them are called Guru because each of them has a duty to enlighten us in their own way. But ladies and gentlemen, now the question should be, in this era of globalization, are all the gurus like that? How can we, as children, truly imitate the behavior of our Guru Rupaka if all they do every day is only busy with themselves? They do not even care with their own children. How can we, as students, look up to our Guru Pangajia if all they do is lazy to teach? And how can we, as part of society, respect and follow our Guru Wisesa if all they do is corruption? Well, these realities remind us that the teachings of Chatur Guru not just an ancient philosophy, but a living moral compass that remains deeply relevant today. They call upon us to reflect, to respect, and to restore the sacred bond between students and teachers, children and parents, citizens and leaders, and above all, humans and God. My beloved Hindus brothers and sisters, now let us begin by the first Chatur Guru, which called Guru Swadhyaya. As I mentioned earlier, Guru Swadhyaya is Ida Sang Hyang Widiwasa. He is the source of all knowledge and the greatest teacher of the universe. We also, as it is said in the following Guru Puja. Om Guru Rupam Gurur Devam Gurur Purvam Gurur Madhyam Gurur Pantaram Devam Guru Deva Sudatmakam. It means Om Ida Sangyam Vidiwasa, the teacher of the universe and the gods, was the beginning of creation of teachers and is also the center of teachers. The teachers of the great gods, the sacred, clean, and brilliant teacher who animates the universe. Ladies and gentlemen, from this we learn that every knowledge, every intelligence, and every blessings we receive ultimately comes from God. Therefore, our devotion to Guru Swadhyaya is the highest form of respect. My beloved Hindu brothers and sisters, in Hinduism, there are 9 ways that we can do to showing our devotion to Guru Swadhyaya, known as Nava Vida Bhakti. 3 of the 9 forms are included of listening to holy songs, reading holy books, and loving all the God's creation. When we practice this form of devotion, we will deeply connect with the divine, as it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 55 mentioned. Bhaktyamam avijanati yavayasyasmi tatvata tato mam tatvato jñatva Wisesa tadanam taram. It means, by devotion to me, you know who and what I really am. And by knowing my sense, you reach me later on. Through Guru Swadhyaya, we are reminded that knowledge without faith is empty, and faith without knowledge is blind. But when both are united, we will find true peace and enlightenment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the second part of Chatur Guru, which called Guru Rupaka. As we know, Guru Rupaka is our parents at home. They are our first teacher who have guided us since the moment we were born. A mother carries us with love and pain, risking her life during childbirth, while a father's work to fulfill our needs and protect us from harm. Even when parents seem strict, it is never out of hatred, but love. Every word of advice, every reminder, and every rule they make is meant for our own good. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, respecting and serving our parents is considered as a sacred duty. Now, ladies and gentlemen, however, as a parent, you also have the responsibility in guiding your children wisely, because the excessive affection and neglect can both lead your children into harm. We can use the example of King Dhritarashtra, who was willing to do everything so that his son Duryodhana could become a king, even though he knew the way he did was wrong. That is what makes Duryodhana grow up and become a disobedient child. So, my beloved Hindu brothers and sisters, from this we learn that harmony and discipline is the sense of a parenting. A loving family that upholds harmony will become a strong and moral society. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the third part of Chatur Guru, which called Guru Pangajia. As we know, after parents at home, a teacher at school continue the sacred duty in educating and shaping our character at school. They're not just a source of knowledge, but also the builders of our moral foundation. It is said that a good teacher is like a candle, burning itself to give light to others. The role of teachers is to nurture our intelligence, creativity, and ethics, helping us to become responsible and virtuous citizens. As stated in the Indonesian philosophy of education, Their missions align with the nation's goal, which is to create people who are intelligent, skilled, and noble in character. Now, my beloved Hindus, as a students, our bhakti to Guru Pangajia can be expressed through a simple action that can reflect our gratitude. For example, always completing the tasks that the teachers gives on time, obeying all the instructions given by the teachers, and maintaining respect both in or outside the class. It may sound ordinary, ladies and gentlemen, but it can reflect the purity of our
Waktu masih
heart.
5 menit.
The honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. Now we move to the last part of Chatur Guru, which called Guru Wisesa. As we know, Guru Wisesa is a leader or a government. It is said that a wise leader is like a sun that brings light, or like the ocean that brings calmness to all beings. The duty of a leader is not merely to rule, but to protect, to guide, and to ensure the welfare of their people. Ladies and gentlemen, in Utsawa Dharmagita, chapter 7, verse 78 mentioned that every leader must possess astabrata, which means the 8 qualities of God in him, such as justice, strength, wisdom, patience, and generosity. My beloved Hindus brothers and sisters, history has given us many examples of a good leader. You can use the example of Hayamuru, which is the king of Majapahit kingdom, which is said to carry his kingdom to the glory days of his time. He led his people with justice and always placing the happiness of his people above his own desire. Now, as a citizens, our bhakti to Guru Wisesa can be expressed through our obedience to the laws, our respect to the authorities, and our willingness to participate actively in the society. We must remember that citizenship and leadership is like two sides of coin, which means one cannot exist without the others. So when our leader rule with wisdom and the people respond with respect and cooperation, harmony, balance, and prosperity will naturally flourish. The honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, Chatur Guru reminds us that guidance can come in every direction, from God, from our leaders, from our parents, and from our teachers. Each of them plays an important role in shaping our character and lead us toward goodness. So by showing respect and devotion to them, we will also grow up as a better human being. As it is said in the Niti Sastra, chapter 2, verse 13 explains. Hayu manindereng duija, daridra dumatemu, sastra teninda tenira, kapataka tinemu makan. Yan kita nindereng guru, patinta maparat atemu, duir ni kawang sapatra, tumibeng watu remah apasa. It means never ever reproach your teacher, because he will bring you an accident. If you denounce the sacred books, then you will torment in hell. But if you reproach your teacher, then you will meet your end, like a plate that falls and crushes on a rock. The honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, that's all of my Dharmawacana. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and I do apologize if there is any mistakes in my Dharmawacana. Hopefully, this Dharma discourse is useful to improve our bhakti to Chatur Guru. Om Santi, 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 Om.